Hello students, now I am going to start with the actual syllabus. So let me start sharing the screen for you. Okay, so I am going to start with the first module, and the first module, as I have told you, it has got introduction of surveying, and here you will understand what exactly is surveying, and you will understand what is the importance of surveying, and what are the principle of surveying and classification of surveying and all. I will start with the first topic, that is introduction surveying. I will start with the definition of surveying. The definition in your textbook says surveying is the art of determining the relative positions of points on, above, or beneath the surface of the earth by means of direct or indirect measurements of distance, direction, and elevation. Right? So if you just look at the start of your definition statement, surveying is the art. Right? It is called as art. Why it is called as an art is because surveying, generally you might be knowing that art is something which cannot be copied by a person. For an example, if I have a certain object kept on the table, and if there are two artists, right, and if I ask them to draw that object, definitely both are drawing the same object, and both definitely will not have the same output. The drawing cannot be same for both. So one person has got one kind of art, another person has got another art ability. So since single object can have two different ways of looking at it, so that is why it is an art. So surveying is also an art where one single person cannot have same approach for the problems of survey. For every problem what he will be facing, the solution will be different for different person. For an example, if I have marked 2 points on the ground, and if I give tapes for two different people, one person will go and he will measure the distance between those 2 points which I have marked on the ground. Say that he has come with one output, one result, or one length. So he measured the length between those 2 points, and he got that the length between those 2 points is, say, 20 meters. Just an example. Then one more person will go and measure the same length, and he come across the distance as 19.8 meters. So here when the same length is measured between the 2 points and by two different people, then one person brings 20 meter, another person gets it as 19.8 meter. So you cannot easily say that 20 is correct or 19.8 is correct. Then you send one more person and you measure the distance once again, and you found that the distance is 20 meter. So two person are getting the distance as 20 meter. That doesn't mean that 19.8 meter is wrong. So when numbers cannot easily tell you who is correct and who is wrong here, because the person who has got the distance 19.8 meters might have used his right ways of measuring the distance or the correct ways of measuring the distance, whereas the people who have got it as 20 meters, two persons have got 20 meters, may be incorrect in their way of measuring the distance. So that is how you end up having a different answer for the same problem, and you may not be able to give the clear judgment of who is correct and who is not. So this is an art, that is why we call. So surveying is an art because same problems will have multiple solutions, and sometimes even those solutions what every individual will bring will have a different approach. Some person may have the solution in this way, another person may have the solution in the other way, but both the solutions might be correct, but the end results of those two solutions might be different. So when we are talking about the solutions, when we don't know what exactly is the right answer for, or right output, or right results for any problem, different approach may be correct, and you, when you want to select one approach as the right approach, then you should always look upon the accuracy of the answer. So accuracy, the two solutions leading to two approaches for the problem solution, giving you a good amount of accuracy has to be taken as the right answer, which is very near to the right answer should be considered as the good approach. And when two solutions are giving you the same result, when both are getting 20 meter 20 meter, then you should start thinking of their approach, like which is faster. So the one which is faster, like if I adopt this solution, if I am arriving a faster result than this solution, then definitely you should start worrying about the time factor. So which is faster, that has to be adopted as right way or the correct approach for solving that particular problem. So likewise in surveying, when you are actually carrying out your work, so it might be even measuring some length, then if I measure it this way, if it becomes faster and accurate, then that has to be a right approach. So surveying is an art of determining the relative positions. Position in the sense what, one object is here, another object is here, or one point is here, another point is here. Imagine this itself is one ground. So one point is here, another point is here, right? So I am talking about relative positions. Relative positions means what? If this is one point, another point is here. So with respect to this point, what is the position of this point? Whether it is higher or lower in comparison with this, right? And same goes with this. In comparison with this, whether this is at a lower level or at a higher level, right? And this is about whether higher or lower. So relative position of different points on the ground. I am talking about the ground points here because we deal with surveying, or we deal with civil engineering, where we have to start construction on the natural ground. So the ground has to be checked first. So as I have told you, before any construction starts, surveying takes place to know how the ground is. So to know how the ground is means what? To know how the ground profile is, whether this point is higher than this or whether this point is higher than this. That you should know. And if at all, if you come to know some point is higher and some point is lower, how much? Your numbers should speak the value or the position. For an example, if you say that you have two waters at a different temperature, like, so one is relatively warmer than the other one, so you have two glass of water, this is hotter than this water, and simply saying this is hotter than this will not serve here. How much this water is hotter than this water? How will you do that? You put up how will you measure the temperature? Using the thermometer. So you put one thermometer in this glass and look up the temperature, and you put one more thermometer in this and look up the temperature. So this has got 50 degrees Celsius, this has got 30 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Celsius. So how much this water is hotter than this? I can easily say the difference between the temperature will tell me so how much one water is hotter than the other water. So in a similar way, when I am saying that this is at a higher level than this, I should always tell how much this point is higher than this, right? So how I am going to do that? I am going to use the techniques of surveying here. So surveying always talks about the relative positions of points, right, and how much any point is higher than the other point. So that is why he says surveying is the art of determining the relative positions of points on, above or beneath. Look at this, on, above or beneath. So he mean to say is if the point is on the surface of the ground, well and good, that is on. The meaning what you have on your presentation on the definition, the point on is for the points which are lying on the surface of the earth, above or beneath the surface of the earth. Above means leaving out the surface. If there is a point on, I mean at some level from the earth surface, that is above the earth surface. Then if there is a point lying below the earth surface or beneath the earth surface, so you are going to talk about all the points, not only on the surface of the ground, above the surface of the ground and beneath the surface of the ground. You are talking about all the points. Why I am talking about the surface points above the surface and below the surface is surveying is actually, I mean, civil engineering is actually about construction. Take up a small building construction. You start your construction underground where the foundation starts. So whenever you have seen the construction, first the earth is removed, then bed concrete is being laid. So the civil engineering starts from underground. So that means what? Your construction has got its points even beneath the surface of the earth. So beneath the surface means he is talking about the foundation. Above the surface of the earth means he is talking about the superstructure. Your walls are being constructed on above the surface of the earth. Your windows are above the surface of the earth, right? The slab is above the surface of the earth. So the entire building, you are going to learn about the building construction in the same semester in building construction subject, building materials and construction. There is a subject what you have. In that subject you are going to learn that there are sections made in the building: substructure, superstructure. So this is earth surface, so anything lies below the earth surface is substructure, anything lies above the earth surface is a superstructure, right? So surveying deals with below earth, above earth. So that means what? He is talking about substructure and he is talking about superstructure, right? So you are, it is the art of determining, I mean finding the positions of the points on the surface of the earth, above the surface of the earth, beneath the surface of the earth. How? By means of direct or indirect measurements of distance. So either you are going to directly measure the distance with the help of tape to check what is the elevation between or the distance between two different points, or you are actually going to measure it indirectly. There are ways of measuring the distances indirectly. I am going to tell you how they are done in coming topics. So either by measuring the distance directly or by indirectly, or by measuring the angles or directions, right, or by measuring the elevation. Elevation means the vertical height between the two different points. So this is what is all about the definition of surveying. So surveying is an art of determining the relative positions of points on, above or below the earth surface by means of direct or indirect measurements of distances or directions or elevations. So this is what the definition is expected from you to understand. Then objectives of surveying is to be understood. Objectives means what? Why we need to study surveying? Objective. The word looks heavy, but it is not that heavy to understand. Actual meaning of objective is why to study surveying. What is the output or what is the outcome? Right? So surveying is studied so that we prepare plan or map, right? Why we study surveying is because we want to prepare plan or map. If I have to construct my building, I need to prepare the plan for that. I cannot simply start raising my walls or something superstructure without having the plan where I'm going to have bedrooms, kitchen and all, and where I'm going to have my all construction, right? So to prepare the plan you need to carry out the surveying. And why we need plan? Because we need to represent the total area on a horizontal plane. Horizontal plane is nothing but paper. So whatever surveying we carry out, when we start preparing the plan, we are actually preparing the plan on a horizontal plane. And that is nothing but the projection of our building on a paper, right? So you are going to show it only on a piece of paper which is kept horizontally on a table, and that can give you only the distances which are horizontally measured. So when you see it from the top in your on your plan, what you can see is only the distances, but how the ground is or how the ground profile is, you cannot see it in the paper, isn't it? So such things are shown by contour lines. So you will understand what is contour in your last module. So contour lines will show you what exactly is the ground profile, which side it is higher, which side it is lower. You will come to know by contour lines. I will show you what exactly those contour lines are. So remember that why we study surveying, because we want to prepare the plan of building or map of an area. Plan is for a limited space or for a very smaller area, whereas map is for the whole, I mean for a larger area. So plan is for smaller area, map is for a larger area, for the entire, if you are staying in a certain locality, some names are being given to your locality, like Tilakwadi, you have Bhagyanagar, we have. So Bhagyanagar, if I have to show Bhagyanagar in a piece of paper, then every house will be shown like a small box kind of thing. So the entire area, if I am showing it in a paper, then it becomes a map. So individual house, if I have to show where the kitchen is, bedroom is, and then it becomes a plan of the building. So you will understand these in a right way in your subsequent topics. So this is the objective of surveying. Then you should know what is the importance of surveying. Why surveying is important to understand or to study. As I have told you, before you begin any construction, you need to know how the ground profile is, right? So that is why before the plan, the site surveying needs to be done, because you need to prepare a proper plan. So even if you know what is the size of your plot, you can start constructing or start designing the plan. But remember, unless you carry out surveying, you will not come across a proper plan. Because as I have told you, if the ground is sloping, then you can always plan for a lower, portion of your house for the car parking or for something, right? So that is possible only when you go to site and then inspect the ground reality or ground profile, how exactly the ground is. So that is why before you start your planning, you need to go and carry out site surveying. And once the site surveying is done, you come to office and then start planning. Then once the plan is prepared, then you give that plan for the execution. So the execution once again requires surveying. So as I've told you, if I have to have a horizontal floor in my house, I need to know what is surveying. Understood? So if the columns are perfectly vertical, and if the walls what you are able to see in your home, if they are perfectly vertical, and if the slab is perfectly horizontal, remember there is surveying in it. So without surveying, nobody can have the vertical columns or horizontal beams or horizontal floor or horizontal slab. So you might have seen always the groundies are being using those tubes, water tubes, transparent tube filled with water. So they always use for checking the levels. Every window have got the same level. The bottom of the windows are being flushed to all the sides. So every window in your house will have the same top level of window, bottom level of window. Bottom can be changed, but top level of the window as well as the door can have the same level. So if you just see your house The window, top of the window and top of the doors are at the same level. So that is the level of the lintel. You will come across this word lintel in your building material construction particular subject, right? So this is about why surveying is required and why we need to carry out surveying. So in the next topic I am going to tell you what exactly are the different classifications done in surveying, and then principle of surveying we are going to study in our next topic. Okay, thank you.